Hello and welcome back to Weyermann's Whimsy. Today we're going to make this I'm Thinking of You card using a card on one of the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator pages made by Vicki Allenson. It was done in the Gorgeous Grapes, and it was using one of the new sets that I don't actually have yet. So what I did is I used the Prized Peony and the greeting from the art gallery set. So thank you to Vicki for the inspiration for this card, and I will walk you through how we get to this. So we need a polished pink card base. We need another piece of polished pink in 5 1/4 by 4 that we're going to do the background stamping on in polished pink. We need a piece of basic white in 3 by 4 to do the front greeting on. And this is the silver foil paper, cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I went ahead and cut out the middle because it's going to be covered up. And I've said before, I pretty much hoard my silver foil or my gold foil paper. So I take the centers out that are going to be covered up by the greeting, and then I use them somewhere else. So let's get started on this. I will leave the sizes on the papers so that you can follow along. The bling that I've used is actually some really pretty multicolored gems that came in one of the paper pumpkin kits. But if you've got polished pink, or if you've got clear rhinestones, or even if you've got opal rounds, you can use your Stampin' Blends on them to color them up. I just like this because it pulled in the silver. So, as I said, let's get started. I'm going to take my 3 by 4 piece of basic white, and I'm going to stamp the greeting on to start with, right at the top. And that way too, if I put it on crooked, I can turn my paper over and start again. So I'm just going to tap that into the top like that. And that is just about perfect. And then I'm going to come in and ink up my stamp really well. And then I'm just going to stamp it down onto the front of my card like that. So there's my floral piece. I'm just going to put that to the side, and I'm going to grab my 5 1/2 by 4 piece. And to get the tone-on-tone stamp around the edge, I'm just going to come in, and I want mostly floral, not so much the leaves and stems. So I'm going to come in around the edge, knowing that I'm going to cover most of this up, but the point is to get that definition around the edge. So we're just going to come all the way around and pull in that. I'm just going to come right on the edge here, and then I'm going to re-ink and come in like that. So that is all the inking done, except I am going to now move back to this piece, and I thought it just looked a little plain as it was. So I want to come in and just add a little bit of the polished pink, just to give it a little bit more color, but really subtle color just around the body of the flower. You probably can't even see the change in color on the video, but it just does just add that little bit of color and interest. So we're all done with the ink pad. Now we just need to build the card. So what I need to do is I need to take my piece of silver foil, and I need to use my Stampin' Seal and layer it down. And when you use your foil papers, it's really important to have a really fresh flat side on your upper cutting plate, because any marks that are on this plate will transfer onto the silver paper or any of the foil papers. So it's, if you've got one that you've kept for fresh, I would use that one, just so you don't get any fuzzy imprints from your well-used upper plate on your image, on your really nice foil sheets. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got the greeting on there, the front of the card. I am going to use dimensionals to attach this to the card front. And it really is that simple. One ink pad, a couple of different techniques, like the blender pen and the background stamping, and you're all done. If you wanted to set these up, these would be a really good card to do if you needed multiples. You could choose to do them in different colors and make a set of cards if you needed to give someone a gift. And you knew that they liked to write cards. You could do this in, you could do it in Calypso Coral. You could even do it in something like the Gorgeous Grape or the Highland Heather, and just put that set of cards together. And wouldn't it look gorgeous too in like Mango Melody or Daffodil Delight? That would be really fabulous. So I'm just going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to just add these little blingy bits. And again, whatever bling you have in your stash, keeping in mind that you can color the opal rounds with the Stampin' Blends to make them whatever color you want. And I think that's fabulous because there's not always the color that you need, and you can make it yourself. So thank you very much to Vicki Allenson for the inspiration for this card, and to all of you for watching. Thanks so much, and let's create together again soon.